So now let's talk about the 3 reasons why traders lose money and how to fix it. So let's jump right into it. Here's reason number 1. Reason number 1 is that traders are entering a trade too late. And I want to show you 2 very specific examples. The first stock that I want to look at is Uber. So Uber, as you know, previously had its IPO. So we're going back to the time where Uber had an IPO, the initial public offering. And you see, this is where immediately they started trading at around $44, jumped back to $38, and then they were trading anywhere between $42 and $46. So this is when some traders think, oh, you know what? I missed the beginning. I missed the move from $38 to $46. But now that they're making a new all-time high, let's jump into this. See, a lot of traders, they jump into a trade when it is too late. And this is what happened to many people here at Uber. So they jumped in when it was trading at $45 or $46 and the mainstream media was hyping it up. Now, as you can see, here is what happened right after this. Boom! It went all the way down. Now, let me ask you this. If you look at this chart, when do you think retail traders would jump back in? Not right here, right? I mean, they would probably jump back in as soon as we are approaching the previous highs. So right here, as we are trading again at around $40, hey, now Uber is going back up. And what's happening? It is going all the way down. So this is what happened here. And this is mistake number 1 that many traders make, entering too late. Let me show you a second example. I want to take a look at Amazon right now. Now, Amazon is a hot stock. As you know, at first they crossed 1,000, and then at some point they crossed the $2,000 marks, right? So here, this is when they crossed $2,000 right here. Can you see it on the screen? And this is when everybody got excited and said, yay, Amazon is above 2,000. And this is when many traders jumped in. Now, as you can see, here's what happened after this. It moved all the way down. Now, the question is, okay, when do you get back in? And this is when many traders went in again when it was above 2,000. And again, Amazon plummeted down. So, reason number 1 why traders lose money is entering too late. And in a moment, I'll tell you exactly how to fix it. But first, let's move on to mistake number 2, which is exiting too late. Because when you're trading, you're entering and you're exiting, right? So if you can make mistakes when entering, you can make mistakes when exiting. So mistake number 2, exiting too late. And I want to show you also 2 very specific examples. So the first example that I want to show you is Lyft. Now, we just talked about Uber. So Lyft also had their IPO, their initial public offering, and it was pretty high. It was after Uber. And since everybody got excited about Uber, Lyft got aggressive. And people were actually offered Lyft, I think it was around $80, as you can see here. Now, what happened after this? It went all the way down to $46. Now, here's what happens to many traders. They get into a trade and then it goes against them. And what do? They say, oh, it'll turn around. Does this sound familiar? Have you ever done this? Leave a comment if this ever happened to you, that you said, oh, well, it'll turn around. And sure enough, it did. And this is when hope kicks in. This is when traders are thinking, oh my gosh, this is awesome. It's going up again. It will go up to $80 again, to $90. Maybe it goes to $200, $300. But it doesn't do it. See, it goes all the way down now to $40. See, this is where many traders at this point, when they lose from $80 to $40, when they lose half of their investment, what do most traders do? This is when they become religious. Please make sure that this stock turn around. I promise the next time I get out of this trade earlier. But you see, hope is not a strategy. And we'll talk about a strategy in a moment. But as you can see here, this is, you have to have a stop loss. You need to know how to cut your losses. Let me show you another example here. Another example is of a company that is in the news right now, Macy's. Now, if you're looking back here at after the 2008 crash, Macy's was just on a roll. Look at this. I mean, in 2008, Macy's was trading at $7.55 and went all the way up to $70. And this is where everybody thought, Macy's, they will be around forever. After all, they're giving us the Thanksgiving parade, right? But here's what happened. Macy's missed going online. You see, bigger retailers like Walmart, Target, they open online stores. Macy's never did. They thought all we can do is our brick and mortar and we will be just fine. And you see this when suddenly Macy's plummet from $70 to $40. Now, this again, many traders hope that it will turn around and go to new all-time highs. After all, it's very tempting because in the long run, the stock market does. But just because the stock market does not mean that every single stock does. And as you can see here, Macy's went all the way from $70 back to where they are right now, $5. And this is what is wiping out a lot of trading accounts. Not exiting a trade after you realize a loss, hanging on to a losing trade for too long. So before we move on to number 3, let's quickly recap. Mistake number 1, entering too late, and I'm going to show you in a moment how to fix it. Mistake number 2, exiting too late. Now before we move to number 3, mistake number 3, and then I show you how to fix it, is this making sense thus far? Because if it is, do me a favor and click on like, because this way I know that you're enjoying the videos and I'll do more videos like this for you. Mistake number 3 is not having a trading strategy. Now let's talk about it. What is a trading strategy? A trading strategy answers the following 3 questions. Question number 1, what are you trading? Are you trading stocks? Are you trading options? And exactly what stocks? How do you select the right stocks? Second, a trading strategy answers when exactly do you enter? And I want to show you what I personally do to enter. Number 3, it answers when do you exit? And there's 2 ways to exit. You can either exit with a profit or you can exit with a loss. Now, every trader needs to have this strategy. And I want to show you right now how I personally do it. And let's actually go to a stock that everybody is familiar with, Tesla. So I personally do not like to listen to the talking heads on TV. I do not like to listen to people who have the hot stock tip. I like to rely on 3 indicators. And this is what you see on the bottom of the screen here. The first one is the RSI, the second one is the stochastics, and the third one is the MACD. By the way, I did a video where I explained exactly what these indicators are and how to set them up. And you can see all this on a website that I set up for you. It's called mytradingroutine.com. So if you're interested learning more about the indicators, go to mytradingroutine.com. Anyhow, here's what I want to see. When all these 3 indicators are telling me buy, this is when I want to enter the trade. And you see for Tesla, all 3 indicators gave me an entry signal when Tesla was still trading around 370. And you see all these 3 indicators told me we are good to go until these indicators turned around right here at around 850. Now let me ask you this. If you could capture a move from 360 to 850, would that make you happy? I sure hope so. So this is where the indicators are helping me to really pinpointing when to enter. Now let's talk about mistake number 2, when to exit. So I have a very specific way to determine my stop loss and my profit target before I even enter a trade. As an example, I never risk more than 2% of my account. That is my stop loss rule. That's where I place my stop loss. And I also like to take profits. I like to take profits when I see that I make twice as much money as I risked. Anyhow, I did a specific video about my exit strategy as well. I'll link to it in the description, or you can see all of this at mytradingroutine.com. So, but let's quickly recap. What are the 3 reasons why traders lose money? And if any of these reasons resonate with you, click on like or leave a comment if this ever happened to you. Reason number 1, entering too late. And you now know how to fix it. I personally like to use indicators because they're objective and they're telling me exactly when to enter. Mistake number 2, exiting too late. I know where to exit before I even enter the trade. And I highly encourage you to also set a so-called stop loss if the trade goes against you, and a profit target that you know when to take profit if the trade moves in the right direction. Because a profit target of I exit whenever I make enough money is not a good strategy. Because as you know, there's never enough money here. Mistake number 3 is not having a strategy, not knowing exactly what stock to buy, when to buy it, and when to sell it again. And this is where I'll be happy to show you my trading strategy. It's on a website that I call mytradingroutine.com. Anyhow, now you know the 3 main reasons why traders lose money. Leave a comment if you have made any of these mistakes ever. Don't be embarrassed. We all made it at some point in our lives. And let me know if this was helpful and you now know how to fix it. And I'll talk to you in the next video.